Sexologists from Samadhan Health Studio bring to you a refreshing podcast, My Doctor Tells. Here you will find solution to all common sex problems directly from the experts. Know about vaginismus, unconsummated sex, erectile dysfunction, premature ejaculation, masturbation addiction, nightfall, and truths about several sexual myths. I am Dr. Ashok Koparday in association with Dr. Hetal Gosalia, and we have made all of this and much more available to you all for free. No strings attached, no sign-ups, no email IDs required at mydoctortells.com. Today I am going to present to you a very interesting topic, which is masturbation addiction. Over the span of about more than 2 decades, we have had lots of boys telling us, complaining to us in grave distress that they are victims of masturbation addiction. So what is masturbation addiction? What is masturbation? Is it harmful? Bachpan ki galti? Then a little small thing before that I want to clear. Some people also say that, no, I do it in this particular position, not with the hand, but lying down prone on the bed and then rubbing against the bed. So is that harmful? So there are a lot of doubts. Masturbation, that is rubbing of the penis, done by your hands or on the bed or whichever way, whatever way you are doing, and then you are labeling that as you are an addict and you are having masturbation addiction. And consequent to that, there is blackness on my eyes, I am looking so thin, people are calling me uncle, my hair, there is a hair fall, and I have become weak, kamzori aa gayi hai, badan mein taakat nahi hai, and I am worried whether I will be able to beget children, whether I will be able to procreate, whether I have lost virya, I have lost dhatu, I have lost semen, I have lost precious fluid. My memory is weak, I can't focus on my study, I can't focus on my work. I am a masturbation addict. Doctor, please help me. So, I am going to debunk this thing called as masturbation addiction. There is nothing called as masturbation addiction. If you are saying that you are masturbation addiction, a qualified medical doctor will agree to you only and only if your masturbation is so much and so often that you do not actually focus on your work, you don't study, you don't eat well, you don't drink well, and you are just doing masturbation every day, several times a day, and doing nothing else. And so much so that the people who are staying with you are concerned, what is this boy doing? He's not working, or he's not studying, or he's not doing what he's supposed to do. So if it is affecting all your work in all spheres of life and only you are doing masturbation and nothing else, then you will be qualified as having masturbation addiction. I have not come across except one case which qualifies as masturbation addiction. And that case I'll just leave separate because I've already narrated to you what had happened in his case. All his family members were gravely concerned because he was doing nothing else. And the bottom line diagnosis was a state of major clinical depression in this boy who had come to us with masturbation addiction. Except that case, in over 2 decades, we have not had a single case, though the number of queries and number of people who call us and get in touch with us in distress because they have labeled themselves as masturbation addiction is just countless. We have lost count of the number of people. This is the most prevalent myth that masturbation is harmful in this century. In this century, the most prevalent myth in sexual health is that masturbation is harmful. And there are a lot of YouTube videos wherein they'll scare you, literally, saying that you have lost a lot of vital fluid full of energy, and you're drained off, and so you may not even be able to, you're lost your semen, you'll lose your capacity to bear children. So with imagine that you've had some cough, it's raining outside, you had some cough, and you've been told that you've got a cancer. Now, if your mind accepts that, because you have seen so many videos and YouTubes saying that cough can cause cancer, then you literally get so scared that in distress you get depressed, and then you stop, your eating suffers, your thriving suffers, and you stop living a very healthy, happy life. You may be going to your school, college, you may be pursuing your studies, you may be doing your job, but still you are bothered by a 500 ton of whole weight on your head, which tells you that you have lost vital fluid and it has caused weakness. But doctor, I have done it in excess. You don't understand me. So what do you mean by you've done it in excess? Sometimes when you have the freedom, when there's nobody at home, maybe in those private moments when you have a lot of time at hand, you are in a hostel room, and at that time you have a lot of time, there's porn which is available to you, and you masturbate once, then you masturbate second time, and then you masturbate third time also. Maybe you masturbate again fourth time. Can you masturbate innumerable times? No. After a certain number of times, there is an auto stop mechanism. You can't masturbate anymore. So maybe that for you, maybe after 3 times you masturbate, fourth time you won't be able to, there won't be drive to masturbate. It will take a few days for you to again get into those sexual feelings, a sexual arousal, wherein afterwards you will get a good erection and you masturbate. So occasionally you may masturbate several times in a day. That is not masturbation addiction. So masturbation is something which is done in privacy. There are 3 things which are done in privacy. You are shitting, you are taking bath, and your sexual activity. These are the 3 things that you are doing in privacy. But in the subcontinent of India and the neighboring countries, there is a very highly prevalent belief that masturbation causes loss of strength and loss of. My simple thing to you is, if you have some malaria, typhoid, whatever, you do a blood test. Why don't you go and do a semen test? You do a semen analysis. There is a very scientific method. All laboratories which do blood test do a semen test also. If you do a semen test, you will realize that there is nothing like energy. Listen to me once again. There is nothing like energy in the semen that you have ejaculated and given to your laboratory, examined by your laboratory. So the scientific proof, when your semen is examined in the laboratory, there the scientific proof presents itself saying that the semen doesn't consist of anything which is full of energy and that you lose. People donate blood when they are maybe on their way to the office, near the railway station, where there is a blood donation drive. They donate one bottle of blood, and then they walk to the office in a similar way, and they're okay. I mean, the whole day they are okay. So one bottle of blood going away from your body, taken for medical purpose, doesn't cause any weakness. But you think just one ejaculate, one throw of semen will cause you loss of energy? It's ridiculous. Come, think about it. Earlier there used to be child marriages. So when the boy was 14, 15 or 16, he had a sexual partner. Nowadays, see, suppose the marriage is at age 28. Now your sexual activity begins when you are going into puberty. The boy is maturing to become an adult, fully capable of reproduction. So that teenage, that puberty, in that teenage, when your beard starts growing, your mustache starts growing, when your axillary hair, your pubic hair start growing, testosterone is at work, which along with this, when you are from a boy, you are maturing and becoming a male, adult male, your testosterone is making you capable of reproduction. This is built in by nature. This is God given. ये खुदा ने, ईश्वर ने, जो भी जिसको भी आप मानते हो, ये बनाने वाले ने, मैन्युफैक्चरर ने ये बनाया है हर प्राणी में कि वो संतति कर सके, that you should be able to procreate. So your reproductive organs are now mature, your testosterone is fully functioning and your sexual arousal is there. You are age 18. So what will you do when whole body is full of sexual arousal? So you, even if you have not seen a girl and you've been staying in a jungle or a forest like Tarzan, you will notice that just touching your private parts will give you a sense of excitement. You will notice that there is erection in the penis, and after a certain time, you will notice that there is spurting out of some milky viscous fluid, which is called as a semen. So you don't have to have bad company which teaches you masturbation. ये बचपन की गलती नहीं है. This is not something which is a bad habit. It is something which is natural, which is God-given, which is meant for your reproduction. But that you get married at the age of 28 is not the fault of nature. Can't expect that at age 28, when you get married, then your sexual maturity will come up and then you will get erection and then your semen will start releasing. No, it will happen at its own time. Just as when there is a season for ripening of mangoes, the mangoes which are green, they turn yellowish, red, glowing like gold. And if you do not take away the ripe mangoes, they'll just drop down. So mangoes ripen at their nature's speed, at nature's time. Just as everything goes by according to nature, so also the ripening, the reproduction process, which includes stimulation of sexual organs, which happens by oneself before marriage, is called as masturbation. So masturbation is normal. You cannot do it in excess. You will keep on doing it. Do people masturbate after they get married? Is it wrong to masturbate after you get married? Why should it be wrong? It is something to do with friction with the erectile tissue, the penis. So when there is friction and there is a height of excitement, when there is enough privacy and there is sexual arousal, that is masturbation, and that pleasure is called as masturbation. This can happen even after marriage as a play between the husband and the wife. It can happen when the wife is gone to her mother's place alone and you are alone here at home for 3 months. So what will you do? Or you go to US for 6 months for your office professional work. So what will you do there? So the natural release is friction with your hand. Masturbation is called as hastha maithun. Maithun is the Sanskrit word which comes in other languages also, including Hindi, Marathi and other languages. Maithun means sex. Maithun means sex. Hastha maithun is sexual activity done with the instrument, with the tool, with hand. Hastha maithun. Mukha maithun is done with the mouth. Sex with a woman is yoni maithun. So these are different types of maithun or sex. So hastha maithun is as normal as any maithun. Suppose you were married at the age of 24. Suppose you were married at the age of 24 and you are having regular sex. Is the semen that comes out during sex different from the semen that comes out during masturbation? No, it's the same semen. So if you have sex 3 times with your wife, you are thrilled. I mean, you want to brag, you want to tell it to your, you feel so proud that I am doing sex so often. My wife is happy, I am happy. So the semen is coming out, pouring out, it's coming out of your body. But if loss of semen were to cause any weakness, then all the married people who are traveling to their office would queue in front of a sexologist's office saying that we are having weakness because we are married and we are having sex so very often. All those who are returning from honeymoon would line up at a sexologist's office or would want to get treatment because they are weak now, because they have had a lot of sex, because lot of semen has been lost during sex. So loss of semen doesn't cause weakness. Masturbation doesn't cause weakness. What masturbation causes is, during orgasm, there is a spurt of hormones, the happy hormones blast. There's a sudden spurt of happy hormones. The oxytocin and the happy hormones, the endorphins, they are released in such a way that there is an entire relaxation from the top to the toes. From your top to the toes, the entire body is relaxed. That relaxation of your body, and then you get a very good sleep. That relaxation of the body is misunderstood by some people as weakness or kamzori. ये कमजोरी नहीं है, ये प्रशांति है. Because you are spent, you are relaxed, and that is a natural outcome of orgasm. Do women masturbate? Yes, girls also masturbate. So this is about masturbation. There is nothing like masturbation addiction. Masturbation is something which, if you tell me that, doctor, I am aged 28 and till date I have not masturbated at all, then I would probably think that you are a liar, or I would like to get you admitted and check if you are properly grown hormonally and your hormones are in balance. I would doubt if you are man enough or a woman enough. So masturbation is a normal process. It happens, and it need not be curtailed. It need not be rationed. Masturbation happens in girls as well as boys, and there need not be guilt associated with masturbation. Masturbation does not cause loss of weight or weakness. It's a natural process. It's a normal process. In fact, I would say that just as it's also called as hand practice by some people in some parts of this country. मैंने बहुत hand practice किया है. So it is something like Sachin Tendulkar, who's playing cricket. He's doing a lot of practice at Shivaji Park Maidan. He's doing a lot of cricket practice. Now tell me, will he be a better cricketer, a better player when it goes for test matches if he has done enough and lots of practice, or he will be a poor player in test matches? In a similar way, I wish to tell you that if you have been masturbating and doing it normally, the way most of you do, because as I told you, you can't do it in excess. So if you have been masturbating, you are doing something healthy, and that is beneficial for your sexual life. Because what is happening in your hand, if you are doing it like this in your hand, this is masturbation, and doing like this is sexual intercourse. So if you can write Hindi, you can probably read Marathi very well. It is easier to read Gujarati also. So accustomed to masturbation, if you are accustomed to masturbation, sexual activity is much more easier. So if you are one of the people who tell me that yes, I do masturbate, I have masturbated, and whatever age you are normal. There is nothing wrong with masturbation. Masturbation is 100% harmless. Masturbation is healthy. It is the safest sex. It is the safest sex. It is the safest sexual outlet. And before marriage, if somebody is saying me that I have been masturbating, then it's normal. It doesn't cause loss of hair, doesn't cause backache, doesn't cause weakness, and doesn't cause a lot of distress that you might think about, or which some people who claim to be having spiritual knowledge or scriptural knowledge, who have, or some YouTube videos, if they have told you that masturbation is something wrong, something unnatural, something sinful, something should be avoided, then I think they are wrong, they are mistaken. And please open up your doors of intelligence, think yourself. From Subhashitavali, Vallabhdas Subhashitavali, I'll quote some Sanskrit shlok which will tell you what our ancient rishis thought about masturbation. Paranarishu dosho asati swanari naiva vidyate ata eva kulinanam Prashasta Karasundari. I repeat. Paranarishu dosho asati. Having sex with a different woman, means who's not your married partner, who's not your spouse. Dosho asati. Paranarishu dosho asati. Swanari naiva vidyate. You do not have your own spouse, your wife. Ata eva kulinanam. So what will a cultured boy or a girl, cultured person do? Ata eva kulinanam. Therefore, a cultured person. Paranarishu dosho asati. Swanari naiva vidyate. Ata eva kulinanam. Prashasta karasundari. Look at the Rishi, what he is saying. Best, Prashasta. Best is Karasundari. Kara is hand. Best is your hand. Best is what you do with your hands. That is, best is masturbation for a person who is unmarried. Randa Pakhandibi Vyapta. Bhartrabi Kuladoshita. Randa Pakhandibi Vyapta. Those who are amorous women, those who are women of loose character, are surrounded by people of who want to show off, who want to impress them, who want to take them for dating. So this is how there are women of loose character. Veshya dhanina michanti, chhatra karaparayanaha. Veshya dhanina michanti. Veshya, the prostitutes, those who are commercial sex workers, they are looking for wealth. Veshya dhanana michanti. So what does a chhatra karaparayanaha? So what does a good guy, a chhatra, student do? Karaparayana. Kara is hand. He is expert with his hands. So these are some of the thoughts that I am leaving with you. You are intelligent, and I am trusting your intelligence to think about these things and decide for yourself whether you are a masturbation addict or whether you are a normal, healthy human being.